And so you might be asking yourself, how do we know if a reaction goes through an E1 mechanism or an E2 mechanism or any of these mechanisms, right? And one thing we can do here is look at the kinetic isotope effect. And so in order to do this, instead of using hydrogens, we use deuteriums. So it gets a capital D. And deuterium is an isotope of hydrogen. So it's a hydrogen, except instead of being just one proton, it's a proton and a neutron, right? So it's kind of like hydrogen plus another neutron. For reasons that we won't get into, the carbon deuterium bond is stronger than this CH bond, right? It's stronger than this CH bond. And so what we do with this effect is we have a deuterated compound. So instead of having hydrogens, we've got all these deuteriums. We put this in some water, and then we get some kind of elimination product. We're only going to consider the elimination product for this case. And then we ask ourselves, is this an E1 mechanism or an E2 mechanism? And so it depends on how fast this reaction occurs. Remember that in an E1 reaction, the RDS is this leaving group leaving, right? And so there's no breaking of this CD/H bond in the rate determining step. Whereas in the E2 mechanism, right, it's only one step, so the one step is the rate determining step. Here we do have the breaking of the CD/H bond. And so what you do is you run both reactions, one with the just regular hydrogen form and one with the deuterium hydrogen form. If the reaction is approximately just as fast, then it must be an E1 mechanism, right? Because the rate determining step, it doesn't matter if it's hydrogen or deuterium, you're going to get the same speed. Whereas over here, if your deuterium one is way slower, then it must be an E2 mechanism, because the E2 mechanism contains this breaking of this carbon hydrogen or carbon deuterium bond. Overall, this isn't that important of a concept. The main thing that you want to know here is that the CD bond is stronger than the CH bond, because you may see it in like an ACS standardized exam or maybe MCAT or something like that.